Good morning, everyone. We are here at day 4, the final day of Can You Survive the Great Mountain? And kicking us off today will be a tribal council bright and early this morning. Our players are standing by and will be filing into the tribal council area shortly. But are taking this opportunity for some last minute chatting, even though they were told to line up. So.
Grab your stuff, guys, line up.
So all of our players just grabbing all of their belongings before coming on over. Good morning to those of you viewing. I am so impressed because it is very early on this Sunday morning.
All right, come on in.
All right, and coming into Tribal Council now are Kira, Dion, Amy, Patrick, Isaiah, Liz, Kaylee, Kendall, and Ned. Everybody getting settled on in here. Some with the sun in their face and some in the shade.
Do something about this. All right. We'll bring in the jury in a second. A few things that I wanted to talk about today with you all. First of all, congratulations on making it to the last day. This is going to be a quick day. You will not have a lot of time. When we say to be a space, please be in a space where you're going to move these rounds really quickly, okay? So I hope you took the advantage of the night last night to get a lot of plans in place. Secondly, I want to have a clarification about the vote banking. As we are entering into the final day, the last tribal to play an extra vote will be the final 6 tribal council, which means the last tribal to bank a vote will be the final 7 tribal council. Is that clear? Perfect. Just waiting on our jury.
Jury on Ponderosa time.
All right, I'll now bring in our jury. Rayhan and Andy voted out at our last tribal council. All right. There's even whispering going on as we start tribal council. You had a whole night to figure this out. Still not figured out. Patrick, tell me about last night. I mean, did people sleep? Did you go back and immediately start scrambling? Or what was the vibe at camp after we went back?
No game talk at camp. We went back and built a campfire and spent 3 hours meeting each other.
Okay.
Literally.
Yeah.
And then everyone went to bed.
We
We made a truce.
We
We made a truce, a literal truce to just
Wait for the
Leave
morning.
it for the morning.
because we were all exhausted.
Okay.
That's why it's such a scramble.
If it was left for the morning, I have a real interesting question because I know Kira, you only woke up about 15 minutes ago. So do you feel like you're involved in these plans, or you felt really comfortable before going to bed, or what's going on there?
I woke up very lonely. I woke up a few hours ago, saw 2 people awake, apparently got comfortable, and then woke up, no one here, hustled up. Yes, a little left out, but not with any malicious intent to have been left out. Definitely out of the loop, definitely got caught up to speed quick. It's a little bit scattered, I think, across the board for everyone, hence the whispers next to me.
Okay. I'm still at a loss for kind of maybe where the targets might be going. One thing that stood out to me, Dion, during last night's challenge, you took the opportunity to step down to receive a clue to an advantage. Has that kind of made you an immediate target at this vote?
Probably. Nobody's telling me that though. But I can only assume as much.
Okay.
I think that everybody has a different threat level, whether it's they're too social, they're not social enough with people, which means that they feel like they must be closer to someone else. Things that we see in public, things that happen behind the scenes. Yeah, mine was in public. So yeah, I definitely think that's going to be something that's spoken about. But no, people aren't raising that to my attention.
Okay. Ned, this middle group here is whispering back and forth. I don't know if it has made its way over to you. Do you feel comfortable with that? Do you feel like you need to get up and listen to what they're saying, or you had a plan coming in?
Cam, you are so bad for that. I feel. Look, I'm not gonna say I feel comfortable, but like I can't know exactly what they're whispering, but I'm playing a pretty loyal game, and I'm sticking with the plan that I made. And I believe that the whispers are about getting more people involved in the plan I was already a part of. So that's why I'm just trying to be peaceful.
I'm glad to hear that for you. Amy, won that immunity last night. Congratulations. That was a big one. You obviously aren't in trouble at this really pivotal vote in the game. I heard you as we walked into Tribal Council say, is it okay if I say it's between X and Y at Tribal Council? And I would love for you to share that with me. Enlighten the viewers, if you're okay saying that.
It's between Kaylee and Patrick.
Okay. And they are sitting right, left, and right.
I'm really comfortable with that.
Makes sense why you were whispering with Liz and Isaiah the most. We'll go to Kaylee since we already quickly talked to Patrick, but I mean, did you know that your name was in the mix? I mean, have you made counter plans for that? Are you the one that put out Patrick's name, or kind of how are you reacting to that?
Yeah, I mean, my name's been on every tribal, so it's not new news. It stinks. I think Patrick and I are unintentionally gunning for one another for whatever reason. People start whispering that he said, she said, and real fast it gets out of hand. I think a lot of people have talked about having strong women in the final. And I think I'm about to get voted out for being a strong woman, and that sucks. But if that's the way it goes, that's the way it goes. But yeah. It's hard. It's hard. Everyone's playing a hard game. I think it's unbelievable that we had a completely queer and women merged tribe. I think that's phenomenal, and no matter what, it's an accomplishment no matter what. So.
Okay. Liz, I want to understand the rationale for targeting these folks. Is it they're just not in my alliance, or is it to break up pairs or small voting blocks, or is it just, hey, like Kaylee said, big threat, strong personality, strong person in this game, and they need to go?
I think when it gets down to 9, there are so many different layers to it. I think it's just, you realize that today, everybody but 3 people have to be voted out. And at some point, you have to sit here and say, okay, what is my path forward, and how do I get there, and who do I want to work with? And sometimes, you have to make really hard decisions. And I think both, Kaylee and Patrick are phenomenal players. I think they're great social players. I think they've both done great in challenges. I think, it's a testament to how great of players they are that all of us, feel concerned that they're both here.
Yeah. Kendall, I imagine you would describe yourself as a strong woman.
I don't know. Have you seen me in this challenge? Be careful with that.
Don't you think it would benefit your game to keep someone like Kaylee in? Or do you feel like, do you worry that once the dominoes start falling that they're going to come after you?
Absolutely. I mean, there's this thought that, we want to keep women in the game, and we've never seen a Can You Survive winner that's been female, unfortunately. But more times in the game of Survivor, people are scared of this women's alliance, and most of the time, that's not even a thing. It's just people just get crazy about women gathering together, but when the men do it, there's no issue.
Yeah, fair enough. Amy, how do you combat that kind of narrative there? What are you telling everyone here to potentially dissuade them from being worried about something like that?
Me personally, I just play with who I trust. I don't care gender or any other personality trait. So it would be great to see a woman win, for sure.
Okay. Patrick, I know you were the other name out there, so I want to go back to you one more time just to see if you have anything to say in terms of, how to the tribe about why you should stay in this game?
No, not to the tribe. The people that I think should keep me know that, and they've talked individually with me. I talked last night about how I think the worst approach in this game is throwing stuff everywhere and hoping something sticks. So I have been intentional about trying to get the people that I trust and that I have built trust with to protect me, and it worked out last night. I don't know if it will this time.
Fair enough. Well, speaking of throwing things out there and hoping things stick, Isaiah, I think you might be the person who has whispered the most during this tribal council. Did you not feel like your plan was set coming in, or is it just reassurances?
No, the plan was definitely not set coming in. Literally until I was even just walking, like, which was, the gap was between me and the person in front of me. Yeah, I'm kind of stuck between a rock and a hard place because I have like morals and I have things about me personally that I like believe in when it comes to people who play this game. And kind of like Kaylee said, like with, you know, most of the merge tribe being queer and women besides Andy. It's difficult for me because I'm trying to look at my game and I feel like what's best for my game isn't what's going to happen because of a mission that other people might be wanting to go for, and that I totally respect and I appreciate because that's something that I've done in the past in these games. So I can do nothing but respect it and love it. So for me, with my whispers, it's kind of just like, I'm cool with what I think is going to happen, even if it's not what I would like to happen for my personal game.
Fair enough. I think that's well said. Ned seems to nod in agreement on that one. I think we've said it all. I think we're ready to vote. So we'll start with Ned.
Okay, and away the players go to vote, and away we go to chat. So I'm gonna go back to my mossy boulder since it's not pitch dark outside. So we'll just get far enough away and we will talk. And full disclosure, I have not had my morning energy drink yet, so I might be a little subdued for this stream, but don't worry, because I got a lot to say, even if it's not at like 100 energy level. So let's tuck on in. I have a whole page of notes of everything going on to share with you. Some that came out at Tribal Council, some that did not. So, okay. All right, here we are on our little perch. Oh, the moss is very dry and soft today. That's nice. Oh, okay. I'm pulling it out. Pulling out my notes. So, here's today's notes for you. So many. Okay. So, let's just start at the top. So, first we kind of go to last night. So, if y'all will remember, Kendall found, so Kendall found an idol in the voting booth, and the only person that knows about that is Liz. Kendall also had previously been given Ned's idol, the pre-merge idol, in the Earn the Merge phase once Ned earned the merge and Kendall was the one going to Tribal Council. So Kendall made a plan to plant that pre-merge idol as an idol, as like a fake idol, and hope that someone find it. Well, someone did, and that someone is Dion. So Dion found that idol last night, and the only person that saw him do it and the only person that knows about it is Isaiah. Dion also got an advantage for dropping in that final endurance challenge last night with the footholds, which personally I think was a good move because he had just competed before the finale round, and there was, I felt like, just no way he was gonna, you know, beat out the two women in the finals that had had a much longer time to recover. So he dropped for the advantage. The advantage led him to the old green camp, I believe, so right steps away from where we are, and he had to root around in the ashes of like an old tribe camp, and in that fire pit ashes he found an idol. So this idol is actually real. So he has what he thinks are two real idols, but only one of them is real. I'm not sure if Isaiah also knows about this one or not, but I do know that Dion either, I want to say, I think Isaiah like saw him find the fake one, but I do believe Dion also like told him at least about that fake real idol. And the reason for that is that Dion knows that Isaiah sometimes has loose lips, and so Dion is hoping that he will spread around the fact, or that Isaiah will spread around the fact that Dion has an idol, and then Dion can turn around and use that as a reason to vote Isaiah out and be like, listen, you can't trust him because he's gonna just say everything. So I thought that was a very cool bit of strategy from Dion. Dion, let's see, was also looking around the camp this morning and noticing that there are 5 women, and is very concerned about this, like a potential women's alliance coalition grouping. Every creative word we've been using to call those 5. And so he's worried that, you know, if a woman doesn't go here, that they'll just pick off the men one by one. He was pushing Kendall this morning, but potentially that got no traction if the 2 names actually out there are Kaylee and Kendall. And Dion is hoping to sit in the finals with Ned, because Dion and Ned, I think that they need each other to get there. I think they view themselves as top threats, and so they're worried that if one goes, so does the other. But if they're both in, they can make it. Let's see. Speaking of Ned, he kind of like sees the tribe as like a different. He sees the tribe in like different winner potential hierarchies. So he kind of was giving the rundown this morning. He thinks Kendall and Kaylee are at the top of that hierarchy with the highest chance of winning. He sees himself as in the middle, and he sees Kira and Liz on the bottom, which is interesting because when Andy was referring to players that, you know, are just playing it safe and not doing much, he was referring to Kira and Liz. So interesting that Ned and Andy's perceptions appear to be aligned on that. Let's circle back to Isaiah, since he knows about Dion's idols. He also wants Dion out. So obviously that did maybe, well, I shouldn't even say obviously, because I think we've been blindsided, or at least I've been blindsided the last like 2 votes. But Isaiah would band together with the women to vote Dion out. He's considering voting Kaylee. He's kind of a little bit all over the place with that, but he's, you know, we'll see. Let's see. We already kind of talked about Kendall and hiding the idol and finding the idol. So speaking of Kendall, so all the women actually have kind of come together. I don't know that it's necessarily an alliance, but I think it's kind of an understanding that they're hoping one of the 5 remaining women in the game win the game. And yet a lot of the women are kind of turning around and being like, but we could vote Kaylee. So I don't know. Like, I don't know how strong that is, that they're like, yeah, like, let's do some sort of women's alliance and then immediately vote out a woman. So I'm not really sure. I think Kendall was willing to potentially vote Kaylee, but I'm not entirely sure. Let's see. We've got, obviously, Kaylee versus Patrick is what the vote, or is what like the kind of breakdown was, at least in Tribal Council itself. And I think Kaylee ended up coming to Patrick to try and pitch either Dion or like some big player to Patrick, because I think she kind of felt like maybe Patrick was her only option, considering that they were the 2 targets. I don't know if potentially her and Patrick turned that around. I will say I feel like if she was going to go to anyone, Patrick was the right one, because Patrick apparently is the one that flipped the vote last night 30 seconds before Tribal off of him and onto Andy. So remember how we were all blindsided by Andy's vote out because I didn't tell y'all any information about it? It's because it literally was engineered by Patrick 30 seconds ahead of time. And speaking of that, Amy has noticed that Patrick seems to be able to change a vote quickly and kind of really steer a vote in the way that he wants it to go, and she's concerned about that. let's see. Why did I say close plus threats? I don't know what that means. Okay, sorry. There was more Amy info. Oh, okay. Okay, yes, I understand now my arrows. So Amy is, speaking of Amy, she sees Patrick as, you know, a big player in this game. She also is close with Dion and Isaiah, but recognizes that they are threats in this game as well. I'm told that Amy was potentially going to be the vote at this tribal council, but she obviously won immunity, saving herself, and then apparently told a okay, I see someone walking, so I'll start getting up. Told like a super like personal story last night around the campfire. As you recall, the players said they spent like 3 hours getting to know each other, and now everyone is really worried about Amy's threat level and is like, oh no, she's gonna win if she makes it, so we gotta take care of her. So I don't know when that'll happen, but soon. Let me make sure that oh yes, and last but not least, we have Liz and Kira. I think Liz kind of going with the flow, just hoping to be in the majority of the votes. And Kira, as we said, slept until like 15 minutes before tribal council. And so the players, like, she was just sleepy and like, cause they had a super late night last night and a huge action-packed day, as y'all saw. And so, Kira was just exhausted and sleeping, while all the other players think that maybe she found an idol, and so she just must feel so comfortable to just continue sleeping. And so now they're like super suspicious that she has one, but she doesn't. Like, she was literally just tired. So they're just like, oh, she must just like be fine and no, she's not going home. So interesting how perception can become reality in this game in a wide variety of ways. So, all right, we'll be making our way back to tribal council now. And we'll see what happens. Yeah, okay. All right, made it back. For vote banking, so yes, they could vote their bank, or they could vote their bank. They could bank their vote at this tribal, and then at the next two tribals. They're allowed to bank through the final 7 vote out, because the last time they can play their banked votes is at the final 6 vote out. Oh my goodness, perfect timing. Cam and I entering the tribal council area at the same time. How cute.
Figured it out on the 4th day.
Yes, well-oiled machine.
All right, if anybody has a hidden immunity idol and would like to play one, now would be the time to do so.
You know what, Cameron? This group is very good. You make me very nervous. So I'd rather just do a short thing. I'll give you that. I'm playing it for myself.
For yourself? This is a hidden immunity idol. Any votes cast against Dion will not count. I'll get to the votes. First vote. Patrick. Second vote. Kaylee. Third vote. Patrick. Fourth vote. Patrick. Fifth vote. Patrick. Sixth vote. Patrick. Seventh vote. Patrick. Eighth vote, and the next member of our jury, Patrick.
Hugs all around before Patrick exits the tribal council area.
Patrick, the tribe is spoken. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, and Patrick, you're gonna come on out with me. We are still on live stream, and as soon as we get far enough away, you'll have the opportunity to share any thoughts, anything you want to say to me and the viewers. we'll just
Tell me what.
continue up the way here. I feel like normally I go here, but since the players are still kind of in the area, let's go back there just a teensy little bit so we get some tree cover. I know. Your old camp and my favorite place to chat. Oh no, this is good. Okay, and I mean, hold your stuff or put your stuff down, whatever you feel. All right, this is your time, Patrick.
Yeah, this was the best experience ever. I love these people. It was so much fun. You know, it was a tough spot coming into Merge. I mean, I came in having played with the fewest jurors, or of those that made the Merge, I had met the fewest of them in camp. So back was already against the wall. I played aggressively in that first round for Rayhan in an effort to try to really solidify trust and who I was with. And, you know, I knew that it had a chance to come back, but I had to do something to prevent that Tyrem tribe from having 5 out of 10 people. So I knew that I was taking a bit of a risk doing that, but I thought that it might pay off. But everyone here is so good. The women have a bond to get each other to the end, and this is going to become a trend. And good on them. I mean, that's going to be great for CYS, and they're all such good players. So I take no offense to any of it. I'm so excited to be part of it and to help crown a winner.
Wonderful. I'm so glad to hear you say that because you are our 3rd juror member, and you sure will be. So much to be proud of. You made it all the way to the last day. I would love to hear maybe one moment that you're most proud of about your time out here.
Yeah, I mean, I had so much fear coming out here as someone that has played a lot of online games but never done the real world thing. Didn't know how it would translate. Didn't know if there would be people that knew my name. I mean, it's been years since I was like really active member in the community, but there were so many things that I was worried might hinder me, and I had a little bit of a panic on my way here that like, oh my god, am I coming from Minnesota to be out first day? So I just told myself to like go for the bucket list, like see what I could do. And I won an individual immunity. I got a reward. I found a hidden immunity idol. I made it to the last day. I executed a blindside. I led a merge vote. Like I got to experience so many of the Survivor bucket list items, and just so grateful for it. This game is the best.
Awesome. And this game can kind of teach you a lot about yourself as you're out here braving the elements and, going through everything. Is there maybe something that you learned about yourself that you didn't already know? Or something that surprised you about yourself?
I mean, I'm very comfortable with the outdoors. I wasn't concerned about any of the roughing it. I don't care what I look like or smell like or how comfortable I am. None of that was an issue. I think for me, I'm not a shy person, but I am pretty introverted and I have a low social battery. And I was really worried that I might just isolate myself by like not having the energy to kind of keep up. But I think the adrenaline of the game and the sort of like a once in a lifetime experience of it all was enough to just keep. I'm on like maybe 4 hours of total sleep in the last 3 nights. It's just like, and still am just so excited to be here and having so much fun. So I think that was a nice, reminder that like the energy that things like this can give me, and it's just it's a cool kind of step away from reality, and yeah, it's awesome.
Absolutely. Well, Patrick, before I let you go, hopefully sleep a little bit, you were playing for a very incredible cause, so please shout them out and let the viewers know who you were playing for.
Yeah, shout out to Second Harvest Heartland, one of the best food banks in the Twin Cities, Minnesota area, helping people not go hungry.
Love it. All right, Patrick. Well, thank you so much, and congratulations again.
Thank you.
I will leave you with your handler, Robbie, who will be getting you set up with a shower and food and a nap, so you can come on back away from Old Tyrem Camp. And here are these for you.
Thank you.
Yes. All right, everyone. And with that, the game is afoot today. We are already setting up our next challenge. We should be going live in 5 minutes, so set your alarm so you don't fall back asleep. And we will see you so soon.